beyond anything, we're human beings. We have the ability to think with this brain. We have this ability to like imagine shit and create it out of nothing. We have the ability to talk, and whatever I'm saying right now, you actually understand what the words that are coming out. Like what? Like what? Like what? Who are we? We're just like talking about aliens that are coming into Earth. It's like we are the aliens, dog. Like we can do crazy, amazing things. Like literally everything around us has been created from an idea. I think people underestimate how freaking cool we are. Like God created us in this image of like, yo, we got like so many gifts. And I think a lot of people are so scared of what those gifts are. Give God a chance. I saw this quote today that was like, all you have to do is just like dream and believe and God will fund it. And I was like, yo, that's so like true. I've only thought about funding something from like an investor or like a venture capitalist, but it's like, yo, imagine like God funding your dream.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to Los Digitals. We're here with a special guest today, Gerard Adams.
Yay! So, welcome G in the house.
All right. You told me a story once that happened to you and Gerard. I don't know. You want to talk about it in the podcast?
We can talk about it. Yeah.
Are you sure?
Oh wait. What story is it?
It was about the. Put it up there.
Nah, bro, we're live now.
Just get closer. They're live streaming. That's why.
What?
They're live streaming. That's why I have it connected.
It's the one you told me over there in the truck. You told me don't repeat it ever again.
Well, then don't repeat it ever again. Yeah. Don't repeat it again. We're not gonna talk about that one. I know exactly what you're talking about. We're not gonna talk about that.
You want to make it to Laredo alive, bro?
Yeah. The Illuminati's just looking, man. Yeah. So we're not gonna talk about that. How do you feel being here in Alabama, hanging out with us, bro?
I feel happy, excited, grateful, especially because I just feel so appreciative of your family and you, and I feel like it gives me an opportunity to continue to get even more closer to the Castillos, to the Los Digitals. And then just like come and be here before you transition again to Laredo. So it's like cool because I've been with you guys now from Jersey, New York, now Alabama, back to Laredo. And it's just, it feels cool to just be in the energy of family. It feels good and to be around you guys.
Have you always been like so like religious, like into the whole God thing, or like when did you start getting into it more?
Yeah, I grew up Catholic, mother and father who just are very religious, and my mother does the rosary, and they had me go to they call it CCD. I don't know if it's called that everywhere.
Yeah, CCD.
You know?
Yeah.
And so like I had to go, and to be honest, I kind of growing up didn't really see myself as too religious, kind of just like going through the motions because you don't know what you don't know, and you just kind of follow what your parents tell you, So my mother and father just raised me Catholic as a believer of Jesus, but I never fully understood it. I would go to church and it's like I couldn't even understand what they were saying, so it kind of just felt like I'm just going through this path because my parents told me to go through this path. And why it's been so rooted in me throughout my life is because of my name. My name Gerard came from the name that runs through my family. My father's middle name is Gerard, and it's a name after a saint named Saint Gerard. It's actually on this necklace. I carry Saint Gerard with me everywhere, and he was known to be a devoted follower of Christ. He died at a really young age. In his early, basically about 30 years old, he had passed away. He devoted himself. He actually met Jesus, and he was devoted to helping children and women that were looking to conceive and to give birth. And a lot of children that would be sick, he performed miracles. So there was just like many people from the village that had seen Saint Gerard, who devoted himself to Jesus, have these powers where he healed children that wouldn't speak, that couldn't walk, that were sick, and also women who were having trouble conceiving, to help them to conceive. And so my grandparents, they had prayed to Saint Gerard and there has been miracles in my family with kids that were born, and so I carry that name, and it kind of I built a connection to Saint Gerard when I was a kid, just going through really hard times, just being alone and going through like moments in my life where I didn't know who to go to or who to talk to, and I couldn't talk to my family necessarily. And for this for some reason, I just always felt solace with St. Gerard.
What's solace?
Like just peace.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like I just always felt like, just always felt safe, like he's got my back. And so that's allowed me to get closer and closer to Jesus. And then over time, just continuing to have different experiences that have proven to me that like God is real. And so it went from, as I got older, it left being this concept of something outside of me that I pray to. And then I've actually had some experiences where I've actually like felt God and like experienced God and spoken to God, and as well as just Christ. And so it became real to me.
You spoke about earlier, you were talking about being more Christ-like in every aspect of your life. One of the things that came up was like, you're from Jersey, a lot of F-bombs are thrown, in the culture. And you were like, I'm trying to minimize that part of me. Like, what are some of the things that you think you could still improve to be like more Christ-like?
The one for me is less judgmental. Like, I don't know if you guys feel this way, but I feel like I could be like a tough judge, most of all of myself. Like I can just judge myself a lot and beat myself up a lot. And I feel that I've learned through Christ, like, to be more forgiving to myself and to others, people who have hurt me, and then just like to myself. So that's been a big one. And the compassion, like I never really understood like what is true compassion, because I didn't really grow up understanding compassion. And then with my partner Ashley, like I started recognizing that I wasn't being as compassionate as she was desiring. And I didn't understand it. It'd be like she would cry, she'd be upset at me, and she would start crying, but I would be like numb, like I didn't know how to like
relate.
And I kind of I had this guard up, like she was crying because she was actually trying to take advantage of me for something. Like it was like not real. Like I had such a block from giving like compassion because I was so fearful that she was just using her emotion to manipulate me. I know it sounds wild, but
no, I mean it doesn't.
And then I was like, she'd be like, "You don't have any compassion." I'm like, well, what the fuck is really compassion?
Yeah. And
so there I go with the F-bomb. But yeah, so like I feel like Christ, I guess, allowed me to understand compassion more, and to be more just compassionate to her, to myself, to others, have more empathy as well. Yeah.
As far as like the Bible, Genesis just got a Bible this week.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
You have any advice when it comes to the Bible?
My gosh, I'm just starting to read the Bible for the first time this year. What I will say is the biggest thing that I learned, because there's so much that I'll read and I'm like, what the hell? How is it speaking about women this way? Like, how is it? Like, there's things in the Bible that you're just like, what? Because it was written so like thousands of years ago.
Yeah.
And you may judge it or you may not understand it. And what I've learned is like, you gotta like once you read something, everything is like really deep. It's like you need to like hold back and like sit with it and talk about it. And I would say like having a group, I guess that's why they have study groups, like Bible study groups and stuff like that. It's like, it's really, I think, beneficial to read it, but then also like talk about it. Like, what does this mean to you? And like really create interpretations, have some dialogue about it, because it's deep. There's things that I've like read that I didn't understand, I judged, but then I kind of took a step back and I contemplated about it, and I would speak about it to my sister. Mm-hmm. And all of a sudden we're like, yeah, like there'd be like wisdom that came from it that I didn't expect. So take your time with it, get support, have some dialogue, and don't judge the book by its cover. Kind of like take your time to read beyond the words, because there's something deeper beyond the words.
I was gonna ask you, because I know you all had like a little video before Leaders Create Leaders was like, what is it? Like I guess premiered, and it was a video about like introducing yourself, like how you were like a a college dropout, and I kind of wanted to add, like, you were like a big inspiration to me when I was like 14, because I had, you know, like, you have to go to school and all that to be successful. I never knew anyone like outside of that did, like, it had a blueprint out of that. And I saw you do that, and I kind of like, it inspired me to be like, I don't want to go to college.
Oh, snap.
I'm not going to college. Gerard did it. I can do it.
Word. You can. Absolutely. Yeah, thanks for sharing it. I didn't know that. And that's really cool to hear. Because back then when I was like putting out videos like that, it was kind of just like scary. Like, is this, I don't know, is this going to resonate with anybody? So to hear that it actually did inspire you, that really means a lot, to know that it was like worth it to put those videos out. Because when I was creating those videos and when I became a dropout, like, it really wasn't, I didn't have a lot of role models. So it was really difficult. I didn't actually have that. So it was like, I felt like a loser. I felt like I was a disappointment. I felt like a failure. And so to look back at that when I dropped out, to feel like I was a failure, and then to come out and tell my story about how I was able to overcome that and build a beautiful life for me and my family, even though I was a college dropout, and to know that I've inspired someone that you can do that, that just because you don't have a degree doesn't mean that you're not going to be successful. In fact, you can become even more successful than someone who has a degree. And I've learned more as an entrepreneur in 1 year when I dropped out than I did, you know, for all the years that I've been in school. That doesn't mean that I'm not pro-education, though, and I do believe in school and I do believe in college for specific things. And nowadays, I feel like there's so many other avenues for you to be able to learn about how you can take your passion and what you all are passionate about and like create a really successful life from it. And a piece of paper isn't going, don't think that you need some kind of piece of paper to validate your natural God-given gifts that have been given to you, to be able to bring those to the world and make a massive difference in the world and have a lot of happiness and success from it.
Preach, bro. Preach. No, it's actually.
The champ is here!
Oh yeah,
The champ is here!
I like that one.
That was a preacher moment. Right?
What do you got, Jordan?
I wanted to ask, what's your best memory with my dad?
What'd you say?
Like your favorite memory with my dad?
Oh, I had a feeling that I'd get that question. I didn't overthink it, though. So, you know, I have a lot of cool memories with your dad. And, you know, I get emotional all the time with your dad. We both get pretty emotional. Is your dad a really emotional guy? Like, beyond, because when I hang out with him, he's like very emotional.
No, he's emotional.
Okay, he's emotional. Okay.
I'm very connected to my emotions.
Yeah. Last time he came to my crib 2-3 weeks ago, and I got emotional. We went for a walk on a trail, and like, he gave me this song to listen to, Lone Machine, and I was just listening to it, and I just started crying, man, just looking at your dad, just because he really means a lot to me. And we've just been through a lot, you know. We've been through a lot. We both have sacrificed a lot. We've had a lot of differences, but at the end of the day, we have so much respect for each other, and I really believe that like God brought us into each other's lives for a reason that's bigger than us, and I'm really, really grateful, because I look back at the memories of what we did when we did it, and I'm like, man, like, that's so freaking epic. Like, if we do nothing more, which we have a lot more to create and do, but like, if we did nothing else, like, I'm actually really proud of what we've created in the world and the impact that we've created in the world by coming into each other's lives. And we had a lot of fun. I would say that, man, favorite memory.
It's a tough one.
Favorite memory.
There's so many. Yeah, there's so many. I mean, for me, there's so many too. It's like a, you know, there's eras. I feel like we went through different eras, even though, like, there was eras like where we had founders, and there was like 30 entrepreneurs from all parts of Jersey and New York.
You'll see you with the big ass camera when we're out playing basketball in the hood.
Like,
Jeff's like,
Peter Yobo was dunking.
yeah, That was cool. But I think one of my favorite memories for sure was like when me and your dad got to go international. You know, we were traveling the U.S., interviewing some of the greatest artists and entrepreneurs all over the States. But when me and him got a gig to go to London together, that was cool.
That was super
You know what I'm
dope.
saying? Like, that was cool. I remember just like we documenting going on the plane together, getting off this plane together, and just like hitting the streets of London and just like walking through the Big Ben. We have some 6 photos there. But what was really cool, which was like one of my favorite memories, is like we would go out, we would get a beer together. We were like going through this underground tunnel because we were going to like a skate park. And so we were like kicking it by the skate park. But then we were like going to a shoot. And we're underneath this tunnel, and there's just all this graffiti. And me and him are walking through this tunnel together. And as we're like walking and just feeling amazing. And as we're walking, we just like, this young dude just like comes up to us, and he's walking through this tunnel, and he's just like, "Yo, Digital Jeff, Gerard." And we're like, "Yeah." He's like, "Bro, I'm literally watching Leaders Create Leaders right now, and you guys are in this tunnel." And we're like, "What?"
I think y'all got that on video. I think y'all got that on video, right?
Yeah, I have it on
Yeah,
video.
and like, what? And this guy's just like watching it, like as we're walking through this random ass tunnel in London, and that was a really, really cool moment for me. And that trip was just so epic. And so it's like moments like that, moments like getting stopped by people all over the world that would just be like, we could tell they were really inspired by what we were doing.
Yeah.
But all of it, bro, all of it was seriously so much fun. So much fun.
Yeah, man. We have some stories that like even like I was watching through some of the archives this past week, and some of these stories that are like, you know, you forget some of these stories that have happened, you know. And
Yeah.
The crazy thing about it, like, which I was telling Susie about it, like, I actually filmed every day for like 5 years straight. Like, if I go through like the dates, you know how like you can see the date that the file was created? I filmed every single day. Even it was like maybe like a minute or 2 minutes, but there's an image for every day for the last like, you know, the 5 years that we went that run. And for me, it's like, damn, it's I was always like, it was crazy because I go through these like, I burn out, you know, like, but it's because, dude, we're just going hard.
Yeah.
And we didn't have like, our team started growing over the years, but like, even our team for what we were doing, like we were all working really hard to be able to do that. And that was the only way to do it. You know, that was the only way to be able to have any success. And one of my favorite things right now, and I'll go back to like one of the memories, but like one of my favorite things that I'm excited about is that when we went into COVID, the COVID era, we kind of stopped promoting LCL. So a lot of the video heavy UI, UX with all these social media apps started in 2020, right? So there's a lot of people that have not seen one episode of LCL, and that excites me because when somebody sees like that time capsule, what we created, and they understand like what we were doing, I think it's like you said, it's like if we do nothing more, what we've already done, it's just amazing, man. But yeah, I think one of my favorite memories together is that time we were in Amsterdam.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about Amsterdam.
Yeah, and we were at this Bulldog. You bought a hoodie.
Yeah.
And we were supposed to have like one drink. And we're in Amsterdam, you gotta like be riding bikes everywhere. You're not like really like so we got a little bit like tipsy, and it's already nighttime, and we have to find our way back to the hotel. And so we're like, you know, all over the place. Like Gerard's going like 20, 30 miles an hour. I'm trying to catch up with him, and I can't. Just losing Gerard like everywhere. I'm like, damn, bro, this guy. And I got a backpack on with camera equipment and everything. This guy just hauling ass. So anyways, it gets to a point where there's a lot of like train tracks.
I can't believe this is one of your favorite memories. I don't know about that.
And now I'll explain why.
Okay.
But anyway, so at a certain point, I just remember being like on the floor already. I literally I was on the bike and I waxed it. I just flew off the bike. And literally, like, I feel like the whole city just stopped and like checked up on me. And then Gerard, there's like 5 people around me, and then Gerard comes like, "You okay, bro? You okay, Jeff? You gotta be okay. You gotta be okay." Like, you really, even though you were like, we were tipsy, a little bit like buzzed, like you really cared for me. And I was like, "Damn, bro." Like, yeah.
But once I knew you were okay, I was dying.
But that's the hip that hurts. That hip,
Really?
yeah.
We figured it out.
We figured it out. Like, that's why I have that hip injury. That was one of my it's just a random. But there's so many of those stories, which is pretty crazy.
Well, one thing I just want to share. I was excited about this for this interview. That I just want to also let you guys know is like, what made it so meaningful is just like how much your dad missed you all the time. And so as much as he was like dedicated to this movement that we were building, like I could see how much he was sacrificing for this movement. And that's why like I'm just so, I respect your dad so much. And that's why I'm so devoted to building this with your dad, you know, and being co-founders and growing it and not letting it go and let it just be this thing that we did in the past, but like what can we still create from it? Because there was a specific memory for me that was, we were in a hotel room together. I believe it was when we were interviewing Aubrey Marcus. I believe that's when it was, but for some reason it could have been earlier, maybe more like season 1. We were in this hotel room, you know, double beds, and I just remember, man, your dad, this was early on. This was like season 1, you know, season 1, season 2. It was an early on season, and we were going hard in the paint, and your dad just starts crying in that room, you know, and he just missed you guys so much. And not being a dad at the time, but now being a dad, it's just like, man, like, I really felt his heart and like how much he really cared and how much he really missed you guys. And I just remember being like, "Hey man, like, are you okay?" And he was just like, "I just really miss my kids right now." And it was hard for me to relate, you know, it was hard for me to relate. But at the same, like, I just, you know, just was witnessing how much he thinks about you guys, how much everything he was doing.
I'm crying right now, bro.
Yeah.
Making me cry now. 'Cause I do remember that. Like, it was always hard.
It was a really potent memory for me.
Yeah, man. Those were some tough days. Honestly, I think if I can remember clearly, that was during there was one birthday that I celebrated by myself. I think it was during that time, if I can remember. I think we were like in Vegas or something. But I always missed the family regardless, you know? Mm-hmm. Like whether it was like a 2-day trip or it was like a 3-week trip, it was always like, oh man, I gotta leave. You know, and the cool thing about right now is like, I'm here all day.
Yeah.
Like I'm literally like here all day. Sometimes I don't even drive. Like I don't go anywhere. I just walk and come back. So I feel very fortunate, and I'm at a point in my life where I designed. Maybe it wasn't like 100% intentional, but I was manifesting this idea of being able to be here, and I didn't know exactly how I was gonna do it, but I was like, that's my goal, like to be able to be available 24/7, 365, and then work when I want to work, and you know, even though I'm always kind of on, like I'm always thinking about what I gotta do, you know, but like it's integrated into my day-to-day life, and it's been a blessing. Those moments, like being away, inspired, you know, this moment today.
Yeah.
You know, so.
All right, so what questions for the Los Digitals?
I feel like your advice, like I want to hear more like about when you were like 21 and like grinding
The microphone.
those years.
Yeah. So what's the question?
Like what was going through your head when you were like, okay, let me leave college? When you left college, what'd you do?
Found a mentor. Found a mentor was my first move. Find someone that I can see that has made it at a young age and do whatever it takes to learn from them, and work hard, like not waste time on, like I let go of a lot of bad habits. Like I used to smoke blunts every day in high school, like selling weed, smoking weed, going out and drinking all the time. And I just started letting go of a lot of those things and just really focusing on just learning about business. It was like, I was like, wow, we have the internet? Like, are you kidding me? Like, we can just search now with AI. It's like, phew, there's no reason why you can't be. If I was a millionaire by 24, how old are you?
20.
20? Like, I'm telling you, by 23, you can be a millionaire. I heard you want to make more money than your dad, so let's go. But that means you got to let go of.
What are you waiting for, son?
You got to let go of like all the things that are distracting you. And for me, I became like tunnel vision focused. I was like, all I wanted to do was learn from this mentor and practice and implement it. And for me, it was the stock market. So I was like, let me learn about stocks, because if I can understand the stock market, I can start to understand more about businesses, right? Because it's like now you can literally look up Apple and Amazon and all these companies that you probably purchase from every single day. These are all public companies. And so like you can go and look up and look up their income statements, their balance sheets, understand what a PE is, a price to earning ratio, like study those companies so you can understand more about the fundamentals of business. And for me, I became obsessed with that. And then I just started investing. Like, there's no reason why you can't start investing right now. There's accounts right now that'll literally like give you money to trade. You know, for me, I saved my money up, and I think I might have started with like $1,000 and grew it from there. And you know, if you can, that was for me my first initial passion. So whatever that passion is for you, just do whatever it takes to learn. And back then, I didn't have the ability to just like go on YouTube or use AI to teach me. You now have no excuse but to like focus your time on learning and then implementing, experimenting, trying. And that's what I did. I just started experimenting with a lot of different things. Stock market was the first. And then just working, you know, just like not wasting my time, but like actually what can I do to learn how to make money?
Did you have a girlfriend at the time?
No.
When did you start like kind of like dating? Was it like when you
Like serious dating?
Yeah, like when did you start?
I had girlfriends in high school for sure.
Yeah.
I've always been like a relationship kind of guy.
Lover boy.
I'm a lover boy for sure.
Yeah.
But right around that time, I didn't focus on that. I was really obsessed with just focusing on business. Then relationships came along the way. It was always difficult. A lot of my relationships were very disempowering, because when you're like truly about the hustle, I'm not saying that all women are, you know, like this. I'm just saying my experience when I was really younger was like the girlfriends that I dated were like, why are you working all the time? Like just nagging me, complaining, and why are you doing all this stuff with all these other people? And like just craving my attention. Yeah. And I just remember they're just like coming at me and just judging me for hustling all the time, because I was literally hustling all the time. Like you see the hustle, like, and that's now at my age, but when I was your age, bro, I was literally working till 2, 3 in the morning.
Same.
Getting up early and working and just like studying, trading, building websites, you know, all types of just the hustle. And so, yeah, the girlfriends didn't really understand all of that.
Right when you dropped out of college, do you still believe in mentorship, even though you've 20 years later?
Absolutely. Yeah, the blueprints are out there, you know, and that's I think what Jeff and I are doing right now, just providing the blueprint of what it takes to become a creator. You know, someone can try to do it alone, and it can take you, 5 years to figure it out. Even though now with YouTube you could figure it out on your own, but I feel like if you can find a mentor that you really resonate with and has the results in their life, they can help you get there so much faster, so much more efficiently. And so I'm still doing that. Like, that for the rest of my life, I will be a student. I just hired a new mentor in my life, but I have many mentors. Some of them that are just like mentors that I built relationships with, and then others are like more like coaches that I actually hire now to guide me and help me. So I really believe in it for sure.
We have our mentor right here.
Yeah, exactly.
But there's, I mean, you can always seek other mentors, Like there's, like the way I see it right now, like you can find a mentor for like fitness, you can find a mentor for like personal development, you can find a mentor for business.
Where do you even look though?
Honestly, the gram or TikTok, like find someone that you really resonate. Like I'm like, if you had right now, you had to name someone. If someone put a gun in your head right now and said, pick a mentor that wasn't mom or dad, like of someone you follow that you look up to that inspires you, who would you say? Like first, who's the name that comes up? David Goggins? Boom. So I would do anything and everything to like, how can you provide value to that man? How can you get to one of his events? Maybe you can even like volunteer at one of his events. Like just be like, hey, I just want to volunteer. I just want to help you when you launch your next book. Like I guarantee if you focus on ways that you can provide value to him and apply to his website, send him emails, like really, really reaching out, and I wouldn't be surprised that you can get an internship. It's like, that's what I did. I just focused on becoming an intern, and providing value and just being a fly on the wall. And next thing you know, they start to see the value that you bring into them, into their lives, and provide opportunities for you. So think about all the mentees that came into our lives during the time we launched the show.
So many.
Mike Ritchie and Truman and Brian Donovan, and there's just Devad, like so many young creators came to just become an apprentice. And many of these individuals that were following us around and learning, they've gone on to create their own agencies, create their own businesses, create their own shows,
I like, Matt Como? I like his lifestyle, like the way he just does videography, like B-rolls everywhere he goes, and like that's his lifestyle. He works out. Mm-hmm. I think I want a life like that.
Matt Como was on the show.
He was in the show. I just worked out with him. I did a workout with him about 2 months ago. Yeah, this guy's shredded, bro. Like, dude, are you sure you're not a fitness influencer? Like, you're more fit than like 99% of fitness influencers.
Any female runners that have gone to the Olympics that inspire you?
The only one that I know of is Sydney, but she's like a 400-meter runner, like not a distance.
Any distance runners that you know?
No, not any females.
What about not the Olympics, but just like signed to Nike or?
There's this runner. Her name is Caitlin Tui.
Boom.
Yeah, I think she's 20 or 21. She's really good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I would, maybe consider reaching out to her and just seeing if you could build a relationship. Surround yourself with, or go to an event, and see how you can. What you can learn and the relationship. She sounds like she's around your age then.
Huh?
She's
around your age she is.
Yeah. And also like remember that like you have the ability to become that person.
Yeah.
That's what's so important. Is like don't get so attached to the mentor either. Have them inspire you, see what you can learn, take what you can learn, but recognize that like you are unique. You're one of one. And so take that and like go after your dreams. That's the biggest thing you can do too, is just be your own mentor as well. And just trust yourself, believe in yourself. Go out there, run. Maybe create your own running group, of like, see what you, a lot of times my greatest ideas, period, and I just wrote about this on Instagram on my latest post, is I've created the thing that I actually would want for myself. Like literally that's what I do, because it's like fun, right? It's like I'm looking for something, so why not create that thing?
Yeah.
And so if you're passionate about running, like what's something that you wish existed that you don't even know if it does exist or that you would be looking for? I don't know if something comes up.
Yeah. What do you tell somebody that's like, that really hates to like their 8 to 5 and they're like maybe like in their mid 30s and they see you doing everything you're doing?
Quit your job. Like, you know what I'm saying? I would just take the leap, and I would say, do it. You can do it consciously. You can start your side hustle, and you can take your time. I'm more of the type to just like jump out the plane. And so
same way.
I just feel like there's never been a better time than now to take a chance. You can always go and get another job.
So people sometimes feel like they don't have a choice. And I think that's one of the biggest illusions that we have. This idea that you have to go to work. You actually have, because, so if you don't go to work, what happens? What happens?
You don't make money.
You miss.
So, okay, see, that's what everybody thinks, that you don't make money. That is not truth. The truth is you're going to discover something that you haven't been able to discover because you're going to have the time to discover something else. And you might already have it in you. You might already know what you want to do. right? You don't know how to make money from it. That's like what Gerard just said is like, money will be a byproduct of you doing what you want to do. And I think that's what you discovered at an early age. That's what I discovered at an early age. My paycheck, and I was like, there's no way I can make ends meet. Even though I work 80 hours, I would have not made it. So I had to think differently about using my gifts and what I wanted to do. And for me, one of the main things this is really what saved me. I wanted to become a filmmaker at all costs. How can I do it to where I continue learning, even if I'm not rich, even if I just continue feeding the family, providing for everybody's happy? How can I still do that? And the answer to that was what my career became. It was all based on this idea that I didn't want to let go of my dream. I was going to continue fighting for that dream regardless of my situation. So I made the choice to not go to work.
Yeah, it's really powerful. And there's something that came up for me as you were sharing that too, because you were like, damn, and I had to still provide and like put food on the table, right? You have your family and your children. And I think a lot of people, they have that fear, right? It's like, okay, yeah, just quit my job, Gerard. Yeah, really, that's so easy, right? Like, how am I supposed to actually put food on the table? How am I supposed to provide for myself, for my family, those things? But the truth is like, and I hear that, and I know that that's really scary. And so I was kind of almost like judging myself, like, oh man, it's so easy for you to just say that, right? And it's just like, I really think that if you don't make a change, right, nothing changes. Like if you don't make a change, nothing changes. So like the only way to change your circumstances is to actually make the most uncomfortable, hard, uncertain decision. And like you don't know what's on the other side of it, but that's the whole point, right? It's like you don't know. Mm-hmm. So why not take that chance? Because you can always fall back on what's comfortable, but who knows? And I think in those really difficult times when like you have the pressure, I know for myself, when I've felt the pressure that like people are relying on me, or like I have the instinct of like survival, it's like shit, if I don't figure this out, like I'm screwed. Like I'm not gonna be able to eat, I'm not gonna be able to like know where I'm gonna sleep, I can't pay. Like that pressure sometimes can actually be optimized into something healthy that forces you to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I gotta figure this out. And so it's like, most people underestimate what they can actually create and who they can become and what they can do, because they haven't even really given themselves a chance to put themselves in that uncomfortable situation where now naturally it's like, whoa, like something turns on, because it's like, hello, you literally are a human being. Do you know how freaking miraculous you are? You know how hard it is to become us? Like we are these miraculous things. Think about it. Like beyond anything, like we're human beings. We have the ability to think with this brain. We have this ability to like imagine shit and create it out of nothing. We have the ability to talk, and whatever I'm saying right now, you actually understand what the words that are coming out. Like what? Like what? Like what? Who are we? We're just like talking about aliens that are coming to the earth. It's like we are the aliens, dog. Like we can do crazy, amazing things. Like literally everything around us has been created from an idea. We're, you know, it's just like I think people underestimate how freaking cool we are. Like God created us in this image of like, yo, we got like so many gifts. And I think a lot of people are so scared of what those gifts are. Yeah. And give God a chance. You know what I'm saying? Give God a chance. I saw this quote today that was like, if you have a dream, just like all you have to do is just like dream and believe, and God will fund it. And I was like, yo, that's because like I've only thought about funding something from like an investor or like a venture capitalist, but it's like, yo, imagine like God funding your dream.
God funds. Damn.
God funds. Yeah. I saw another video that was like,
trademark that.
All you got to do is like, a lot of people have good ideas and like and they end up having a good life. But when you can like trust in God, you get like a God idea and you get godly results. And I was like, man, that feels really good. And so I just feel like, yo, all you got to do is just, that's why I believe so much in God and the Holy Spirit, is because it takes you to have to believe in the unknown. And that's really hard to do. It's hard to trust the unknown. You ever like trust fall or jump off a cliff into the ocean, or you go skydiving? It's like, it's really scary. But then as you're flying down, you're like, holy shit, This is the most liberating feeling in the world. And then all of a sudden you pull that parachute and you're like, oh my God, the parachute worked. And then all of a sudden you have this view of the world, earth, like nature, all these things from the sky. And you're just like, whoa. And then you land and you're like, I freaking did it. I lived. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But so many people are so scared to get on that plane. So many people are so scared to jump. And like, yeah, it may not work out. That's the truth.
Yeah.
But like, that's the choice.
Yeah.
Right? Are you okay with getting to, like, continuing to waste a day, continuing to waste this short life that you have, and like not take a chance? And maybe one day you're at your deathbed, you have your last breath, some crazy incident happens. It's like you want to be that person that says, "Damn, I didn't take the chance. I didn't jump." You know, or do you want to be that person that's like, yo, I'm at my last breath, but you know what? I'm so proud. I fucking lived it to the fullest. You know what? I gave it a chance. Like, and I want to be that person.
Yeah. Even when you're afraid, that doesn't mean you should stop. It means you just gotta be okay with being afraid and keep going.
Faith over fear, baby.
Faith over fear. What's your idea on manifestation?
Yo, it's so funny you asked me this question because I literally been thinking about it to the point when I go to write a caption and I go to use the word, I manifested it. I've been having a lot of like resistance with that word because I feel like it's been kind of used as this way of like, oh, you know, just think and dream it and like, you know, it'll just, you know, and visualize it and it'll just happen. And it's like, let me be clear. That like, if you want to manifest something, yes, you need to dream about it. Yes, you need to visualize it, but it takes work. And don't get it twisted that like, it ain't going to happen unless you work for it. My dad always said to me, hard work comes before the dream. And the reason why he said it to me was because he was always reminding me that like, nothing's going to be handed to you. No one's going to come and save you. Nothing's going to be handed to you, and you see that with your dad, right? Like, no one's coming to just save your father or give anything to your father. Your father's out here hustling and working towards it. And so if you want to manifest something, yes, dream big. Yes, visualize it. But, like, it takes you actually having to sacrifice and put time and effort and action towards your goals. And it's the mundane things. It's every day working towards it, little by little, every day, 1%, 1%, 1%. And that's why you have to fall in love with the process. And sometimes you're going to have good days and highs, and some days you're going to have low days and lows. And that comes with the territory. And but believe it or not, if you stay committed and you believe in yourself and you stay committed to the work, and you look at work as something that you love to do, not as something that's like, oh, I have to work. Like, that's the people who are going in a direction and they need to consider realigning to like, what's the thing that I'm actually, even though it's going to be hard, I'm going to love it. So then I'm going to commit to the process every single day. And then before you know it, the manifestation will happen in the sense that like you earned it. Mm-hmm. And like, there's things that I prayed for that I have now, like my house. And I can say I manifested it, which I did. I had this beautiful ceremony, visualization, and dream board. But bet your ass, I worked freaking
every day.
So many years, over a decade. Like they say 10,000 hours. It was like 20,000 hours to get that damn house. You know what I mean? And so that's the one thing I would say about, you know, manifestation is, I would probably say like work plus vision plus faith equals.
For me, manifestation has always been like, how clear can I get on what I want? If I can really be clear with exactly it is that I want, I'll be able to get to that quicker through hard work. If I have like this abstract idea of like what I want, then it might never happen because I can't define it, you know?
By 25, what do you want to create?
What I want to create? Well, I want to be like, I want to have a more disciplined lifestyle, because like if I'm more disciplined, I'll be able to focus on like my goals more, and I would have more time for that. So like, I want to be like, I want to go into like directing and filmmaking. So
Sick.
That's what I would want to be successful in.
So what are you gonna create and manifest by 25? Come closer to the mic so I can hear you.
You can't hear this.
Oh, that's because he's not connected to this. He's connected to the other one.
I'm like, oh, got it.
Yeah.
I guess I would want to make. I said I wanted to make a short film this year, so I guess like an actual film by 25.
Sick.
We're all gonna do a horror shorts film. I'm gonna be the killer.
Dope. All right, so you're gonna make a film by 25.
Yeah.
Dope. Okay.
My dad's gonna
already
be
know
my
that.
mentor for
Jenny,
this.
what about you?
Do you wanna go?
Got you.
Okay,
Yeah.
Jeff.
By 25, I want to be like the fittest, like I've ever, like just healthy, the most fit, like the fittest, I don't know, version of myself. And I just want to be at peace, like with myself and my past and all the trauma I've been through. Well, I don't even consider it trauma, but it's trauma. Yeah.
Yeah.
The highest
No,
in
it
the room.
is. I mean, to a certain, like, it could not be trauma to like other people based on their perception, but like if you experience it as trauma and you want to heal from it, there's no reason why you can't say that.
Yeah.
It's okay to feel that.
Yeah. Don't feel shame around the word trauma. There's there's stigmas around that kind of stuff, but everybody has trauma, you know?
Yeah.
From the first moment we're born, just like cutting our umbilical cords is like,
Yeah.
that's like the first moment that something happens, and it doesn't mean something's wrong with you.
So I cut Jeffrey's umbilical cord. I was the one that cut it.
Word.
And bro, when I cut it,
Cut his belly button
he would not stop crying. I was like, I felt so shame. I was like, did I cut it wrong? Like, did I fuck it up? Like,
Crybaby, bro.
Jeff's like, man, it was you, bro. My fucking belly button's all fucked up,
no,
Dad.
it was all fucked up for a while. Yeah. But man, I was 17, man.
Some people have a fucked up belly button though, for real. You know what I'm saying?
It looks like pointed out.
It's like, yo, dog, really, mom? Really, dad? It's really
It looks like a
dad.
balloon.
Yeah.
Hand-eye coordination is
Dad.
not it.
Wait, so people's belly button, it depends on how you cut the umbilical cord?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's how you get your belly button.
Well,
Otherwise,
like,
you're
you
walking around touching your mom. There's some people out here, you know, that's like never got cut. You know what I mean?
That's an ick, right?
What?
Could you imagine?
Oh, ick.
Imagine.
Ick.
It's like you don't get cut until you're 18. Fuck, mom, I don't want to go.
That's crazy. That'd be crazy. No.
That'll be a funny movie.
That's a horror movie right there.
Yeah.
Someone who's like doesn't cut the umbilical cord.
We're gonna
That's
stay
crazy
connected
enough.
together. It's all dry.
Doesn't sit well.
All right, changes. All right, so what about you, Jenny? What do you want to manifest by 25?
Oh God, 25. I'm not sure.
Pick something. Don't overthink it.
All I
I'm
know
The race
overthinking
is
it. It's
starting
too late.
in less than 5.
What is it?
What? Oh.
You can change it in a future episode if you change your mind. So just
I just
What's like the scariest thing that you're scared to say that you would want to actually create, manifest by 25?
I'm not scared to say it. I don't know.
Say that thing. Say it. I dare you.
I guess I've always when I was younger, I wanted to start like a clothing business for like fitness clothes, but I don't want to. I never want. You know how like Gymshark and all those like big brands, they make their things super expensive.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to make it like accessible to people.
That's sick. So I say you manifest that. How does that sound?
And
She took that from me. I told you this.
no, you did not. We've talked about it before, but
I literally said that.
no, we've talked about it
Hey,
before,
it's
but
whoever does it. That's what
Yeah,
matters.
that's what
Ideas
matters.
are
You didn't
that
say
much
it,
does
bro.
it.
You just want to be healthy and at peace, so
Yeah.
get out of the way.
but I didn't want to say anything about like running because I know that I'm gonna do it, anything fitness wise. I know I'm gonna do it, so I just
So maybe a fashion fitness brand that's accessible
Yeah.
to people.
and also running clothes.
Running clothes.
Yeah, I feel like they're harder.
Fire. Let's go. Let's go. I love
You're gonna
that.
put like ducks on the
What?
running clothes or what?
What?
You're gonna put like ducks on the running clothes.
Oh, it's
The
a.
king is in.
We can't
I wish I
we're,
could
like,
hear it.
awkward silence.
I know. Me and Jordan are like, what's going on?
I'm just saying. I just want to see Jake Paul fight Andrew Tate. That's it. I want to see Jake Paul fight Andrew Tate. That's
I would actually pay to go see that
Is he
fight.
like a boxer or what?
He's a kickboxer.
So
My money would be on Jake Paul.
On a boxing match?
What about you?
It's on Jake Paul, but
Is
if
it?
it was like a kickboxing, I think.
But he's like so much older.
Yeah, like he's older, and then Jake Paul's barely getting in his prime.
Yeah.
Do you think that Jake Paul is gonna become like a boxing like a boxing star, like in real boxing?
I think so, yeah.
I'm a fan of him. Like I like how he has those like interviews, or I don't know if it's an interview or like he talks with, what's his name, the owner of the zone,
He's not the owner, but it's the Eddie.
or like, you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. He's a promoter for the zone.
Promoter for the zone. There you go.
He's already a boxing star, so
You're talking about like superstar, like Mayweather
and
level.
just not like these, what felt for me a lot of times, these fights that are just really setups, like people who are retired coming back, or other YouTubers and stuff like, but like
Yeah.
actually starting to get into, which it seems like he's going, which is like real showtime and fighting boxers that's all they do, and they also are in their prime.
Yeah.
You know, I would like to see him actually go for it in a real way, athletic way. Not to take away what he's done. I actually am a fucking huge fan. I think it's amazing what he's done, and I don't want to take it away that feat to come in. But it would be cool to see him go into the league like
I think if
Roster.
if I had to put my money on it, I would say I would put my money on it. I'm gonna put my money on the jockey always. He's not unless he discovers something else that he's passionate about, which I don't know, maybe because he used to be like passionate about like creating content or whatever.
Yeah.
He kind of still is, but like not.
Team 10.
Yeah, he had the Team 10. He was like I feel like to be a boxer, which I think is probably the hardest sport. Me personally, like I feel like you really gotta be about it. And
I think
he's proven that he's about it. So there's very few people that are about it. Like even like some very like high level skilled boxers lack that discipline that he has. So he's kind of like the real. I see like he's a real version of like Rocky.
You know, Floyd Mayweather is coming back for a real fight in like a month. He has a fight, like an actual official fight again.
Like it'll be on his record.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
that's pretty cool.
It's crazy.
We had dinner with him.
Is he like 50?
Yeah,
What?
No, he's not 50. He's like 45.
Old ass.
yeah.
Hey, chill. Yeah, but like I think Jake Paul is like, if you look at the Rocky story, like Rocky 1, like he's the real version of Rocky. Like he has bad footwork. He's a white kid, you know, like he's
Well, isn't
on the
Rocky Italian?
Well, he's Italian, but still, like, you know what I mean? He's
I don't know.
All I know is the new Creed is coming out, and
Creed 3.
I really like how that movie looks good, and I think
Yeah,
Michael
it
B.
does.
Jordan is a great actor, so it's cool that he actually got Creed to take off. I think it's cool because it's hard to follow up Rocky. I was like kind of a little bit, you know,
Yeah, I get you.
yeah, I feel like
He
no
pulled
other
it
actor
off.
would have been able to pull it off.
yeah.
Had to be Michael B. Jordan.
Basically, it's just like there's this conspiracy. So there's these 3 trains that just crashed across the United States that had like toxic chemicals, and then there was a movie, I believe it's called White Noise, that came out that like predicted this.
Yeah,
And so there's
to the T.
this idea of like predictive programming, and I've always felt from a young age that like when we watch these movies that they're like premonitions. Even Avatar, it's like there are all these like these movies that kind of play into things that are actually happening or like going to happen, whether it's
Yeah.
The Matrix or Demolition Man or Transcendent or, you know, just these different kinds of movies that for me, it's like kind of fun to think about, but at the same
Yeah.
time, it's kind of scary to think about. Like, is the Terminator really going to happen with robots? Like our own version of that. And so it's just interesting that there's like this predictive programming that's happening with movies, and it is kind of crazy. I mean, the world's just getting kind of weird, actually. Just apparently there's these alien UFO things that are in the sky that our Air Force had to shut down, but like I don't know if they could shut it down. The President Biden's been coming out and talking about it, and they haven't. It's unidentified objects.
Yeah, it's UFOs.
And there's like a president who came, you know, an old president that came out, Ronald Reagan, okay, like legend, that basically had a video that talked about, it's a mad old video, but he gives this speech that's like, are we at a place as a species where we actually need an outside force like alien invasion, like Independence Day, like some kind of event like that to happen for all of us on the planet to finally unite and like really work together versus being at war with each other? And I kind of think about that, right? Like if we really did had an alien invasion, right, what would that mean for humanity? Like us really rallying up together to protect our planet and protect our species. It'd be kind of crazy to think about, right? Instead of like us fighting with each other all the time.
Yeah, it'd be like the conspiracy there would be that the US is behind the aliens, like they're the ones like staging the aliens
To distract us?
to unite
Bring
us,
us together.
to unite the whole world.
Man, but they want to keep us distracted though.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Like,
But why would they want us together? Yeah,
Because then that would make us more
Can you-
powerful.
Ponte más cerca del mic.
Make America more powerful or just
Like,
humanity?
yeah, like individuals. Like the,
come together.
yeah.
Yeah, but don't you think that they've been trying to make us think that we're like weaker so they can control us after all the vaccine and COVID and
Yeah.
Yeah.
a lot of these different things, even the media, like social media, it's like it's all to get us to be addicted and like program us. And it's literally what Hitler did back in the day, is they used education and media to brainwash people to then do some like real evil shit. And like the new Hitler essentially that's coming is like could potentially be AI or could be this like force that's
Yeah, well, if you think about it, what Kanye West was talking about was specifically that, like he was talking about genocide, right? He's talking about like the killing of mass,
Abortions, no?
yeah. So number one killer in the world, he's talking about like it's actually abortions. Like we're killing more humans ourselves, and it's been like the idea that it's okay to abort a kid is so common nowadays. Like people just think it's okay, that it's been worked into us as this is normal, you can do it. Like
It's like kind of like they use it more as like birth control now.
so
yeah, Sadhguru has come out and really talked about how we're just overpopulated and that like we should actually stop having children because there's just our population is doubled. We're like 8 billion people on the planet, and we're at a point now where we're actually at a point now where there's actually not enough food anymore for human beings
Really?
on the planet. And there's a lot of starving people on the planet. Like world hunger is like a really big issue. We take for granted like what we have right now in America, but like people are starving all over the planet. And it's crazy because it's like we should have enough food for everything, but we are literally just ravishing this earth for all of its resources. And that's why we're in this like position where it's like, what is going to happen with humanity? Because that's why I look at these movies like Avatar and I'm like, that to me is the premonition, is like, as human beings, are we just consuming so much, cutting down all of the trees and just killing all of the animals and just, to the point where we're killing our own babies, and just like there's something that's happening that I do believe that the earth loves us. I do believe that, we're a really special species, but we are potentially setting ourselves up for extinction if we don't really like change. And I think that's why like you guys, it's like you're really important, and like us as fathers, and like right now, like we're at like I feel a crossroads where it's like either we wake the fuck up and really raise the future generation and of leaders, which is you, to actually like really
be conscious.
live more harmonious with the world, with the planet, and with yourselves. Like really live from a place of love and Christ-like. Regardless of whether, to me, that's the Jesus mode. It's like, can like really living more harmonious and being more conscious of your decisions on how it impacts yourself, how you feel, how others and the planet, without giving your power away.
Yeah. You think got some of that from Ashley? Like the Japanese culture is like extremely clean. Like you won't see a rapper anywhere in Tokyo.
Man, I love Japanese culture. We can learn so much. Did you see the clip in the Olympics that they were the culture that after the soccer game,
They would clean.
they cleaned up the stadium?
Like the fans, not the
fans.
not the employees, the fans that were like partying and like living it up. Like they cleaned after when they left. Everybody cleaned her. Yeah.
So picture like Japan versus America, for instance. Americans are on one side of the stadium and Japan's on the other side of the stadium. When the game ended, the Japanese people went and picked up all of their trash on their side of the stadium. They cleaned it themselves. You know us in America. That shit is filthy.
Yeah.
And with no fucks, I'm out. Peace.
Yeah.
I paid for that seat.
That's
I paid for that beer.
It's crazy. America's
Yeah.
crazy. It's like I love America, but we got a lot of work.
But that's what I was saying about
a
like
lot of work to
this idea where I always go back to Kanye West because he's getting like what's it called? Like everybody's judging him for what he's saying. He's getting canceled for everything he's saying, but like he's just saying, he's stating the obvious. Like people are like we're crazy as Americans. We are crazy. Like you go to IHOP and you order like pancakes with tons of syrup and like 6 eggs and like.
But we've been conditioned. It's not even our fault. That's the thing. Is that's why we need to uncondition and unlearn. Is because we've literally. That's the whole point.
That's what Kanye's saying.
We've been conditioned. That's the predictive programming. This is all the
That's
conditioning.
what Andrew Tate's saying too. Like
we are completely conditioned to eat the sugar, to eat the shit, to consume the shit. Like we're just. You have to unwind. And then you're fed all day long so much information where the new heroin is just this phone that you're just sucked into that's just feeding you and feeding you and feeding you.
Old dirty bastard.
Yeah. Feeding you and feeding you and feeding you. That's that Wu-Tang. You know what I'm saying? Tie your mouth up shut, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Sometimes when Gerard would pick me up in his Range Rover, the range that you had in New York, like he would always be
Killer
playing
Bees.
he would always playing Wu-Tang. Like he would pick me up at the apartment, and he would be
Who's
playing
your
that.
favorite artist right now?
I don't really listen to rap. I listen to like a lot of funk or like hardstyle because like
Funk.
at the gym.
The gym funk.
Yeah, but who's your favorite artist?
Listen to
the
a lot of
remixes.
Or I guess my favorite artist is Kanye West.
Really?
Yeah, but I do listen to a lot of Drake too.
Sorry, but I just gotta interrupt you for a second because it's no longer Kanye West. His name is Ye.
Yay.
Yay West.
Yay.
Get it right.
Get it right, man.
It's just Yay though. He took away his West name too. All right,
What about you, Jenny? Who's your favorite artist?
we got about 4 minutes so we can wrap
Kanye
up.
West.
Who?
Kanye. Yay.
Ye too. What?
Yay, yo, the Ye
Raise your
fam.
family, Ye fam.
Yeah, bro. When these
What
two,
about you?
actually no, them
Yay?
three.
Wow.
Them three.
That song, like awesome.
Yeah.
You gotta get a Ye one of these.
Yeah.
That's not Yay.
Yeah, so when they were babies and they were still on their car seats, they had no choice of listening but to my music. And I had like
Kanye
three
West,
CDs, bro. They were all Kanye West CDs. I went through the rotation over and over. I think I just programmed them like, this is what you're gonna like from now on.
There you go. You guys got the program.
And then in
My dad.
middle school, people were like, "Tiger's better than Kanye West." I'm like, "Who the what?" Like, no,
Tiger.
because they said the Rack City one, the Rack City bit,
Oh God.
trash ass music.
Oh, I was gonna say that whenever my dad would wake us up for school in the morning, it was like rare when he did
Good
it. but when-
morning.
No, he would play Homecoming actually.
Coming.
Oh, okay.
And he was just
Homecoming.
like dancing to it. I'm like,
Yeah, man. Kanye got me through some hard shit, bro. Honestly, like it got me through like it was just
That Kanye
motivation,
documentary.
bro. It was just motivation. Like for me, it was like a motivational album. Like listening to Kanye was just, I'm fucking hyped for the day. Let's go. What do we got to do today? How many?
Story is
Like 20 hours straight. Let's go. And I didn't even know Kanye was like I didn't understand that he was actually busting his ass day and night. Like when I saw that Cootie documentary, bro, I was just like,
Yo, Jeff's my cootie though.
yeah, I'm your kid, bro. When I saw, I was like, bro, I got terabytes. I got more terabytes
El
on
Jefe
G.
Cootie, yo.
I got more, dude. I promise you that I have more footage of you than Cootie has of Kanye in less years.
No way.
Yes, guaranteed.
Wow.
I'll be making like a 6-hour
Like, yo, if
special.
I die early, that's why I'm so grateful that I've been a part of this family, and I'm so grateful that we have all that footage. That you can make sure that you tell that story to the world. That leaders create leaders to be bigger than us, and that it
Yeah.
to continue on creating leaders for future generations, because y'all are gonna be the ones that truly save the world, impact the world, and help elevate all of us on this planet, so that your kids may or may not know you, but will definitely be thanking you because of their life that they have on this planet. So,
Amen. I think we'll end it there.